Imagine this. One fine morning, you wake up, check Slack and say, our OpenAI bill just spiked 5x. What happened? Soon, you realize it was a single leaked API key and a few rock scripts because you had no central control over your model's LLM keys or limits. That is exactly where LiteLLM comes in. Let's see how LiteLLM gives you one place to control models, keys, and spending.
Hi, I'm Matthew, Associate Software Engineer here at KeyLabz. LiteLLM basically is an OpenAI compatible gateway that allows 100+ models like Anthropic, Claude, OpenAI, etc. through a single unified endpoint. And the best part, logging, spend tracking, guardrail, everything is given by LiteLLM out of the box. So now let's see how you can get started with LiteLLM. You will have the Docker container spinned up and you can access it on localhost 4000 on port 4000, where you will get a list of APIs from LiteLLM, which can be really helpful. And also it provides you with a dashboard, an extensive dashboard, which helps you manage models, teams, etc. So we'll look into the dashboard in the later sections of the video. And once that is set up, you can access the LiteLLM using the API key and the base URL, and can do it using the simple function. Okay, so now let us look into the extensive dashboard given to us by LiteLLM. So you'll have to go to the UI endpoint from the Swagger docs, where you will be asked to log in. By default, the username is admin and the password is sk-1234. You can click on login, and this is the dashboard. So this is where everything comes in, the virtual keys, where you can onboard the models and then create the endpoints for them. You can create teams, internal users, guardrails, and everything. So we'll start off with creating a new key for this. Or just before that, we'll have to create models. So to create models, you have to go to the Models plus Endpoint tab, click on Add Models, where you will have to select the provider. For time being, we will go with Google AI Studio. And then the model that we'll be using is Gemini 2.5 Flashlight. So Gemini 2.5 Flashlight. You can add various models which is supported by Google here, and then you will also have to add the API key. So I've already made one for this video, and then have to paste it here. Yeah, and that's it. So for time being, we'll just add it in a very simple way. Add model. Yeah. So once the model is ready, it will show you a toast here. Then you can go to the models and endpoints, where you will see the model that you've added. So it is not just using the UI you can add the models. You can also add it using the config file. So it will look something like this, where you have the LiteLLM config.yaml, where you'll have the model list, and then under that the model name, then other parameters like the model API base, the API key, and etc. And when you spin up the Docker container, you can also add this. So it is available in the docs. You can run it using this command to have all the models from the configuration file. Yeah, so that's how you can configure it using the configuration file. So let's just test this out, whether it works perfectly. We'll go to test key, and then we just leave a message, hi. Yes, so Gemini 2.5 Flashlight is giving you a response. And now what we'll do is create a virtual key for a user that we are going to onboard. So there is a team, it's called KAI, and the key name is LiteLLM demo. Then the models that we'll be choosing is all models, and then create a key. Yes, so you just have to copy this key, and then we'll just test it out. So like I've shown earlier, this is a script that you can use to test out LiteLLM, where we will space the key that we've just generated, and then the base URL is the one on our local, that is localhost 4000, and then oops, that's failed. So it says the key is not allowed to access this model. It can only access 2.5 Lite. So that's basically because we gave access for the key to model 2.5 Lite, but we are trying to access Flash. So I've just given Lite, and let's try it once again. Yeah, so perfect. Now we have got a poem about on LiteLLM. So see, it's that easy to use LiteLLM, create a virtual key and all. Now to show how LiteLLM can really help organization, let us look into the user and team onboarding in LiteLLM. So you can create a new team, you can add users to it, generate keys for them. And by this way, the organization can really track on what requests are being sent to, how it is being spent and all. Okay, so we'll start off by creating a new team. We'll give the name KB LiteLLM. Organization models. We'll give access to Gemini 2.5 flashlight. I know we're not setting any budget. And token per limit, we'll set it to 1000 tokens per minute. And the requests per minute, we can make it 3 at the moment. Then create a team. So we have we've created a team called KV LiteLLM, which has access to Gemini 2.5 flashlight model. And then the next step, we'll create a new key for them. So KV LiteLLM, the key name is demo app. Then the model is Gemini 2.5 flashlight. You have created a key. You can copy this key. And then we'll use the same code that we used earlier to just try this out. Yep. And yes. So now you're getting a response. Now let's see how it's been logged in our system. So this is the message that we have sent. This is the log to the message. If you open this, you can find all the details, the request ID, the model that has been used, the call type, the provider, the API base key, then the cost that was deducted from the credits that we had, then the duration. Everything is logged. And in order to view the request and response details, that is what has been sent by the user and what has been the response, you can just add these few lines to the configuration file that we saw earlier. You can add it here and you will be able to see the request and response. It also comes along with a lot of metadata, which will be really helpful for organizations. So that's about creating a team and then adding a virtual key for a team. So now let's look into something that every team cares about, the spend tracking. So if you don't keep an eye on them, it can sneak up really high. So let's see how it can be handled in LiteLLM. Okay, so we'll start off by creating a new key just to test out the rate limiting. So we'll give the earlier team that we created, the key name is test rate limiting. And then the model we give access to is Gemini 2.5 Flash again. Then we'll go to additional settings and then set the tokens per minute. So tokens per minute can be 1000. And the request per minute, for time being, we'll set it to 2 just to test this out. And yeah, that's it. We'll now create a key. Okay, so now we've created a key with requests per minute 2. We'll just test it out. If it works perfectly, we'll open up a terminal and then try running the terminal command. Gemini, right? Yeah, so that's the first try. Yes, you got a response. We'll try it one more time. Okay, so you got it the second time as well. Now let us try it the third time to see whether it gives us a response. Yes, it has given an error. That is, the current limit has hit and the remaining is 0. Yep, so the rate limit has also worked perfectly for us. So now that we've seen how LiteLLM is in action and how easy it is to use the dashboard and the APIs, let's take a step back and see how it works behind the scenes. So let's look into the life cycle of a request in LiteLLM. The user basically sends a request to the LiteLLM proxy server, and then the bearer token in the request is compared against the virtual keys that is there in the DB. If it is successful, it goes to the max parallel request handler where the limits are checked, the tokens per minute and the requests per minute. Then if it's successful, it goes to the LiteLLM proxy server where it goes to 2 different endpoints, the chat completions or the embedding endpoints. And then once that is completed, the LiteLLM properly routes the request to the API providers like Gemini, Claude, ChatGPT, and etc. Then after that, the request is completed and it is then sent to the user. So while all these are happening, there are a few more things that happen asynchronously. One is the proxy track cost callback, which basically updates the spend in the DB. Then in case you've configured Langfuse, it logs it to the Langfuse, and then max parallel request handler, which updates the virtual key, the team usage, the RPM, TPM, limiting, etc. And that wraps up our walkthrough through the LiteLLM platform from the dashboard to the architecture. So for developers, it provides a single API to access different AI platforms. And for organization, it helps spend tracking, rate limiting, managing their teams, etc. In a nutshell, LiteLLM brings everything together, making AI integrations simpler and efficient for everyone.